Hello, my name is Rick Hope, pastor of First Baptist Church of Lillian, Texas. Just recently, my congregation and I looked at John 11:35. Now, what's John 11:35? Well, in the King James Version, it's the shortest verse in the Bible, and it says this. Get ready, write it down. Jesus wept. Now, it seems like such a useless verse, but it actually means so much. Jesus had just found out about the death of his friend Lazarus. And actually, correction of that, he hadn't just found out. He was the Son of God. He already knew. In fact, he had told his apostles, we must go. Lazarus is dead. He knew that Lazarus had died. In fact, he knew that Lazarus was going to die. Mary and Martha wanted him to hurry to Bethany so that he could heal Lazarus. And Jesus decided to wait 2 days. Lazarus died, and Jesus comes there, and Martha greets him, almost with an irritation and an indignation. She says, if you had not been here, my brother would not have died. But Jesus keeps telling her, I'm going to raise him. He will raise from the dead. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Lord. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about after you come back and restore your kingdom. No, Martha. I'm talking about now. I am the resurrection and the life, and he that believes in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. I'm talking about now, Martha. Mary falls down at her feet and worships him. Now I want you to hear this. Jesus, at that point, wept. Why did he weep? He didn't weep because Lazarus died. He knew he was about to raise Lazarus from the dead. Why did he weep? He wept because he felt compassion for Mary and Martha, who were grieving the loss of their brother. He hated death, and it was his final victory as he would conquer death and sin. And he was upset and grieving over the fact that they couldn't see the big picture. But the biggest thing I want you to get out of this is that Jesus wept, the great creator of the universe, the maker of all mankind, the one who hung the stars in place, the one for whom the very hairs of your head are numbered. That doesn't mean much to me. He cries over the tragedy of a human being. He cries over the heartbreak of one of his creation. He cries over the sparrow that falls, and we're of more value than the sparrows. Are you getting this? Jesus Christ, who created all of mankind, who created every single human being that ever lived, who is God the Son, Jesus Christ wept over the loss of one man for his family. And if he can weep over them, how much more does he weep over you, who still won't come to know him as your personal Savior, who won't commit your life to him? If he can weep over them, how much more does he weep over the one in the deepest, darkest recesses of the world who has not yet heard the gospel? If he can weep over them, how much more can he weep over those who call themselves Christians, yet either carry on in a self-righteous error, or worse yet, go around being hypocritical? If Jesus can weep over all that, then we understand he is truly God. He's a God who loves us. He's a God who weeps over us. He's a God of compassion. And I'm speaking now to those who may be lost, those who don't know Jesus as their personal Savior, those who, if you were to die today, would not go to heaven. I want you to understand he weeps over you today. He weeps over your condition. And he longs to put his arms around you and embrace you and hold you in his hands. And for those of you who are Christians who, quite frankly, live like hell, he weeps over you for the damage you do to the kingdom, and for the fact that you could make a difference, but you refuse. Jesus wept. My prayer is every day that he not weep because of me. God bless you. Thank you for listening.